and bibliometrics. With due respect, I welcome our Secretary, Reverend Sister Dr. Ruby Alangara Mary, for her support and guidance. Our respected Principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Helen, known for her concern in executing and motivating each one of us to explore new ventures academically. I welcome you, Sister. I welcome our Vice Principal, Dr. Sister Fabiola, and all the administrative bodies, heads of the departments, members of the staff of our college. It is my privilege to welcome our resource person, Dr. P. Mariappan, Assistant Professor and Head, PG and Research Department of Zoology, Raja Serkoji Government College, Tanjore. An amazing professor with a varied dynamics of professional excellences who has published various scientific papers, served as a member in scientific societies, organized varied workshops, seminars and symposium, carried out administrative responsibilities, and published 6 books to his credit. Very interesting to bring to your notice that Sir is a regular contributor to science and technology, the Hindu Question Corner, and has given nearly 1024 Tamil articles in Wikipedia. Password Satyarathan. We are very proud to have you amidst us today, sir. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you,
My
madam.
warm welcome to the organizing secretary, the coordinators who have contributed to make this workshop in library science a widespread reach. I welcome the participants from all over who have joined us to promote our attention in today's workshop. A warm welcome to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Optimism is a faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. May I now request our principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Helen, to give a felicitation address.
Warm welcome to all of you. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be still wiser. Teach a righteous man, and he will add to his learning. Proverb 9:9. Knowledge and its transmission is central concern of education. Benjamin Franklin says, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Education can be thought of as the transmission of the values and accumulated knowledge of society. Educational efforts over several years have seen the positive involvement of libraries in education by offering their referral services, information, and teaching resources. From the dawn of civilization to the contemporary age, the accumulation of information is a direct result of man's insatiable pursuit of knowledge. And ever since the invention of writing paper and the advent of the computers, libraries have taken an aggressive role in the preservation of information written by wise men with the and enthusiasm in furthering the cause of academic research and education and catering to the needs of aspirants of information. Nowadays, a digital library is equipped with the storage of digital collections, infrastructure, and services to sustain lifelong learning, protection of recorded information, and intellectual communication. Academic publishing has gained a fresh momentum as it is the subfield of publishing which distributes academic research and scholarship. We are all aware of the fact that academic work is published in journal article, book, or thesis form. Academic publishing is undergoing major changes like the transition from print to electronic formats of publication. Publications on the internet allow for easier access from home, and search engines help a user to find articles faster. The large scale of scholarly publications poses a challenge for scholars in information seeking and sense making. Bibliometrics, which had its origin in 1920, is a statistical technique used for assessing and quantifying the number and growing trend in a particular research field. It has become an increasingly necessary tool for studying and analyzing an institute's scientific activity. Bibliometric tools are necessary for academic researchers who are interested in evaluating their own performance. Realizing the importance of this trend, the Department of Library of our college has chosen an apt topic for discussion in this workshop entitled Academic Publication and Bibliometrics. Hope the workshop will incorporate insights on this topic for the benefit of the participants and the department. I would like to extend a few words of appreciation to Dr. Sister Jacqueline, the librarian, whom I have seen as a silent workaholic. Her vast and thorough knowledge and information about the library resources and access is immense. She, being a one person in the department, was instrumental in conducting the certificate course in library science, and the credit goes to her for introducing MLIS, the postgraduate in library science. Despite her busy schedule, she meticulously handles the classes of MLIS also. I congratulate the librarian and also the faculty, Mrs. Satya and Sister Saranya, for organizing this workshop towards academic publications. I also congratulate the committee, library committee members for their effort in organizing this workshop. I wish all success and God bless all of you. I personally thank Dr. Mariyappan for giving consent to talk and give his expertise to all the participants and also our college staff and students. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, sister. The roots of true achievement lie in the will to become the best that you can become. It is time to welcome the resource person of the day, Dr. Mariyappan, to commence the workshop.
Shall I continue?
Yes, sir, please.
Yes. Most respected principal of Nirmala College for Women, Reverend Sister Helen, respected organizing secretary of this webinar, Sister Jacqueline, faculty members, research scholars, and student friends of Nirmala College and other institutions. So, good morning to all. So, I am much happy to deliver a talk on academic publications on this webinar. So for that, I thank the management of Nirmala College for Women for giving me an opportunity. I feel it is an honor to interact with you on the important topics, academic publications and bibliometrics. A research work is not complete until its results are properly discriminated. So that is most of us what we are doing. So with our PG, I think that my screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir. You can proceed.
Okay. Thank you. Research work is not complete until its results are properly described. Okay. So most of us what we are doing. So we are submitting a dissertation for MSc, PG or MPhil degree. Okay, that's all. PhD scholars also earlier, okay, they submit the thesis without papers. Now only the UGC, it's a mandate to publish your thesis, PhD thesis with 2 papers. Okay, so earlier it is 2 papers. Now these 2 papers are also in the referred journal or care listed journal or Scopus index journal or SCI journal. Okay, so this kind of quality parameters have come into account to regularize the quality of research. Okay. So earlier there is no restriction. Even while I am doing PhD, there is no restriction to submit publish papers while submitting the dissertation. Now it is mandate. You have to publish 2 papers. Earlier it is not mandate. Now it's mandate. Okay. So earlier it is publish or perish. Now the jargon changes into publish and prosper. So we are in need of research publications, whatever the field it is. We are in need of research papers. Pardon? So we are in need of research papers for various criteria for evaluation of our academic performance. Okay. So funding agency also go through the application of the principal investigator who submit the project. Okay. So that a research paper or a scientific paper is most important for researchers. So as I already told, we submit a PG dissertation or MPhil dissertation, we forget it. It is not like that. The research work must be published in a journal. Okay, so that is the carrier to take the information to the world globe. Okay, so what is scientific paper? A scientific paper is a written and published report describing original research results. Okay, so it contains a piece of research, a piece of data which is from your research work, whatever the field it may be. So an acceptable primary scientific publication must be the first disclosure containing sufficient information to enable peers to assess observation of your work, to repeat the experiments. That is most important. So when we are publishing a paper, if anyone wants to repeat the same work in a different animal or different bacteria or whatever the condition which he or she choose. So it must be reproducible. The experiment must be reproducible. Then evaluate the intellectual process. Okay, so that your work that is going to be evaluated by peer group. Okay, so that it must be susceptible to sensory perception, essentially permanent, available to the scientific community without restriction. That is more important. So when you are publishing a paper, that paper must be read or by accessed by others. Okay, so it available wherever, whenever a person what is the receives it, so that we are submitting the work abstract in biological abstract, chemical abstract, index. So many indices are there where we are sending the paper. Our paper is abstracted. Okay, so that it is available for the scientific community. Okay, so before going into the second part, what is that bibliometrics? First, I introduce the paper. What is the content of a research paper? Since most of you are all early researchers or PG or research scholars, so that it must be useful and it must very important for you. Okay, so when you take a section of a typical research paper, it contains 3 parts. Okay, so actually it is said that the IMRED is the first letters of introduction, methodology or material and methods, results and discussion. These are all the things which is considered that the what is the format of a research paper, that is IMRED. But the preliminary parts and the end matter also there. So the title, affiliation, abstract, keywords, introduction, materials and methods, results, discussion. Some papers they may have conclusion, some journals they have results and discussion they put together. Okay, then acknowledgement, references. Okay, these are all must be there in a paper along with appendices if some type of researches. So that is must. Okay, appendices that may be there in the appendices, that may not be included in the main part of the research paper. Okay, so research paper that start with a title. Okay, so the title is most important, very, very important part of your research work, because most of you are going to read your title, or it will be read more than other part of the in a research paper. So many sections are there. So the most visible or most read part of the paper is the title. Okay, so if a research paper is or read by a single person, means the title is read by thousands of persons. Okay, so apart from that, reading your title or searching, so your title is going to be indexed, your title is going to be reprinted, your title is going to be retyped by several others for several purposes. Okay, for abstracting, for preparing a current content, or your work. So when you are doing a research, what you are going to do, you are going to refer research papers of others in your relevant field, and you are going to collect the literature. So while writing the research paper, you are going to cite or you are going to refer the research paper, and you are going to give due respect or due acknowledgement to the research paper, so that you are citing the research paper. And at the end of that citation, the reference section, you are going to give the title of the paper. So the title is reprinted by several others for several purposes. Okay, so it is the most important one. So the title must have very few possible words that must adequately describe the content of the paper. On reading that, we can come into a conclusion that what the paper is going to say, or what about the paper's work, we can find out. So some research journals, they limit the title with 12 words. Okay, so whatever it is, here I give the two examples. One is the length, studies on Brucella. So that paper has been published in Journal of Bacteriology, only 3 words. Okay, so if it is like so, we don't know whether it's a biochemistry work or molecular biology work or some other what is that work, we don't know. So we just we didn't know anything about the work. So another title I give in this slide, on the addition to the method of microscopic research by NEWA. This is also a published paper. You see the title, it will take a long time to read the title. Okay, so it should not be like that. So we have to avoid some of the words, studies on, investigation on, observation on the title. Okay, so directly these are a low impact words, studies on, investigation on, observation on, low impact words, so that need not to be given the title. So the title means it should describe the content of your paper, so that you must take care regarding the title. Okay, so you need to have a specific title, so you take care of the syntax. The title is a label for your research work. You know the joke, I need not retell the joke. Okay, in this slide which I have shown to you. So next to the title, authors plays a major role. Okay, so author, who is that author? The person who did the work, the person who supervise or guide the work. They are the main authors of the work. So that the order of their names. So that is that is known as author lineup. Various research group, they have a principle to give that author name order. Mostly those who have made an important contribution. Okay, so he has to be given the first author in that good old days. Okay, so the author names are arranged alphabetically. Then general who have made an important contribution to planning and carrying out the research must be given authorship, so that the worker, the research person who did the work, he has to or she has to have the credit of first authorship. Okay, the next one is the research supervisor. So apart from that, nowadays you can see that some of the papers may have more than 2 authors, 12 or 15 like authors are there in a single paper. Some research groups, okay, they work together so that output of a single person, person in that group, he is going to acknowledge the persons of the other group, so that more than one authors are there. Some institutions, the institutional head, okay, he is given one of the authorship for that paper. It is, what is that, unwritten law. Okay, some institution, they have the principle of giving authorship to the head of the institution. So that is not mandate, but it's given. Okay, so what you have to think is that you can give authorship to your lab partner if they have contributed to your paper, at least doing some analysis or some help. Okay, so then name of the author. Okay, so you have to cite the legal name of your name in that paper. So you see that my name has been cited in 3 different variants. Okay, so it is based on the, so one paper, my name, that initial of my name is cited first. Another paper it is cited that is last. Some paper that requires some journals, they request the, what is that, complete name. So 3 variants are there for my name. Okay, so it will lead confusion in searching these bibliometrics. Okay, for having a search on your citation and other thing, that time it leads to some confusion. That is solved by DOI. So now they are giving a researcher ID. So most of the journals, standard journals, while you are submitting the paper, they are asking that Web of Science, that ID or researcher ID, they are asking, so that there is no problem. So for example, for ladies especially, you may change your initial. So after your marriage, that kind of problems are there, or even legally you can change. But if so, that identifier, by using that identifier, we can what is that, index our name. Normally science, we are not what is that, add our degrees, PhD, doctor and other thing, prefix. We never add science, we never add this kind of things in authoring. Okay, so the next thing is the affiliation. So address of the authors. Okay, so if 2 authors, they worked in the same institution, means they can write the institutional name where the work has been done. That is most important. So if more than 2 authors, more than 2 institute involved in this research work, means we have to cite the, we have to give the importance of the different institutions by making necessary marks on the what is the name of the authors. Okay, so if you working in Nirmala College for your MPhil degree and you are doing a research, you are submitting your dissertation and leave the college and joining somewhere as a PhD worker there, PhD scholar there. That time, if you publish the work which you have did in the previous Nirmala College, then you have to cite the Nirmala College name as first. Okay, so that the affiliation, you have to write the Nirmala College. Okay, because that you did the work there, but you can give that your present address also. So, but the thing is that the work where that has been done, that has to be given due weightage. Okay, so that is most important. Scholars, you may have received circular from your universities. Bharathidasan University, they are insisting. University of Madras, they are insisting. Allahabad University, they are insisting. PhD scholars, especially PhD scholars, they need to submit 2 papers for publication for their dissertation submission. So what they have to do, they have to add an tag, add an sentence, that is your college is affiliated to so on. So Bharatiyar University, Coimbatore. For you, that you have to write. For us, our research scholars, in their research papers, in that affiliation, they have to write for example, Raja Sarboji Government College, within bracket, affiliated to Bharathidasan University, Tiruchirappalli. This is mandate. This is mandate. Now the research section or research division of the universities, they insist. Otherwise, they won't accept the papers which you have published. You are claiming while submitting your thesis, they won't accept. So they are in need of this affiliation. So 2 papers they insist. Of the 2 papers, you have to give information about the affiliation university. Okay. So I have different opinions on that, but there is no way we have to give that cite the university where the college has been affiliated. Okay. So then come into the next part. Before that, immediately, come into the next part, that is abstract. Abstract is the mini version of the your research paper. Okay, so each and every journal, okay, each and every research article, there may be an abstract. For conference also, you have to submit an abstract, symposium, like that. Okay, so abstract is a mini version of your research paper. There is a limitation. So each and every journal has a limitation of this abstract size, that is 100 to 250 words. You have to write this in 1 paragraph. Okay, so that is a summary of the information given in the document. Okay, so next to title, the important part of the research paper which is read by most of the people is abstract. Okay, so abstract have short, that is a strict limitation, that is 100 to 250 words based on the journals. You have to see the journal. You have to write in a single paragraph. If it is a research paper, review paper, research paper means you have to write in a single paragraph. If it is a review paper, you can have 1 more paragraph. Okay, so state the principal, objective, and the scope of the investigation, methodology employed, and you have to summarize the results. Not give, you need not give the results, you have to summarize the results and the principal conclusion. These kind of things you have to provide in that abstract. It should be definitive than the descriptive. The abstract is placed in that abstracting service. Current contents and biological abstract, so many abstract services are there. On that, your abstract is going to be placed. Okay, so abstract types, that is informational abstract, then indicative abstract. Okay, so informational abstract and indicative abstract. So what I told is that is informational abstract, just it has an abstract of your work. Indicative or descriptive abstract is nowadays, if you submit a paper for international conference, okay, they are asking, or even some journals also, they are asking that complete details. So you have to give the purpose of the work, methods, results, conclusion, everything you have to give in 1 or 2 lines. That is a descriptive abstract. Even another evaluation. Okay, so that is graphical abstract. So here I am showing 2 graphical abstract to you. One of the abstract that is about the vermicompost is ours, which we have published recently. So another one is from the Animal Science Journal. Okay, so these are all the abstracts. Okay, graphical abstract. This is because of the development in the technology. Okay, so we are all using so many what is that apps and other thing. Okay, so that this also, this publication division also have taken this kind of technology development, so that we can we have to submit, or we have to prepare, and we have to submit a abstract like this. Some of the journals, they are insisting you to submit. Okay, this is most attractive, and you can also easily understand the work. Okay, so coming to the main part of your research paper. So that is, I already told IMRED. Okay, that IMRED, introduction, methodology, results, discussion, some papers, some journals, they are having conclusion. Okay, so that coming into the first part, introduction. Okay, so introduction is the first part of the text section of a research paper. Okay, so a good introduction, relatively short, it must be within 500 words. Okay, so it depends on the journals. You have to go through the instruction to the authors, so then you can know the page limits. So based on that, you can prepare that different parts of the book, so that it must be simple within 500 words. Okay, so first part of the text section, I would like to say that a research paper is a technical writing, unless it's a popular scientific article. Popular scientific articles published in a magazine, anyone can read. Okay, so if you have a basic idea, you can read. But research papers in a research journal, you can't read. So I can't read a research paper in cancer research. Okay, or even some other field in biology, because an in-depth knowledge is required. But I can read, I can understand that what they are going to say by reading the introduction section. So that introduction is the first part of the text section. So you write the work is in progress regarding paper. Normally after collecting the data only we are doing, so even thesis we can write. So this should be set the sense for the reader. Okay, so then only that if you give an it must attract the readers. So then only they will read the entire paper. Should supply the background information, should also provide rationale for the present work. So why you have chosen this work, or what is happening on the area. Okay, so you have to state the aims and objective of research, and also you can say that 1 or 2 lines about your methodology. So that in that introduction, what you are going to do means you are going to introduce the paper to the readers. You don't know who is going to read your paper. Okay, so anyone, so they can read your paper. We don't know who is going to read your paper. Okay, so the next section is that material section, materials and methods. Most of the journals, the title is materials and methods. You may have several materials, but methods, you may have single method or different methods. That is different issue. No need to worry about that. So it must be simple and a direct manner. What has been done, how the data were analyzed and presented. Okay, so you have to give the information about the experimental detail. You have to give the experimental detail through which you have collected the data, and also you have to give the information about the data analysis. Okay, so most of the papers, I see that the second part of the information regarding data analysis completely missing, or sometimes analysis may be there, but what parameters or what are the variables have taken for that analysis, that may be that may not be there. Okay, so you have to give the details. Okay, so regarding the methodology which you have adapted, you need not give a detailed account in research papers. In dissertation and thesis you have to give, but in that research paper, just if you give that methodology which you have followed, okay, so that you have to give. If any deviation from that methodology, if you have adopted any different things, then you have to give. Otherwise, you need not worry about that. Okay. Methods, there are different types of methods: experiments, cross-sectional surveys, observation, secondary analysis. Okay. So we mostly biologists, we are doing experimental, we are collecting experimental data, science. Okay. Experimental data, science observation is also there. Okay. Field data, field work. Okay. So now you know that COVID-19. Okay. So most of the things are based on the observation, trial and errors. Daily you are receiving so many information in that WhatsApp groups, several medicines. Okay. So even it's basic herbal medicine and other thing. Everyone has become a doctors. Okay. Than the doctors. Okay. So whether they are practicing it or not, we didn't know. So we have to think about the fact, so that we have to do some observation, interview, focus groups, case studies. Okay. So like that, so many methods are there. Based on your work, you have to choose the method, and you have to follow the standard protocol which is followed in the earlier work. That is most important one. Okay. So methods differs. You have to define that method in your dissertation, but in that research paper you need not give that. Okay. So results section. Next section is result section, most important one. Research papers result section may be a separate one, or it may be linked together with discussion to reduce the page limit to, okay, to reduce the redundancy of the presentation, so that results, sometimes it may be a separate section, sometimes it may be a result and discussion section. It depends on the journals. Okay. So it present new knowledge. Okay. So what you have obtained by doing a research work, you are going to have a piece of data which is differ. Okay, which may be differ from the other one. Okay, so that is you have to present new knowledge what you have gained through the work. Okay, so the purpose of result section is to present and illustrate your findings. Summarize your findings in text and illustrate them if appropriate with figures and tables. So we have to give the tables, figures. Okay, so that regarding tables, you need not give that raw table. So actual data which you are collected, since you are going to collect more than 3 samples, multiple data you are going to collect. If some other field study, some other area means they may have more data. Okay, so you need not give that more data if you can give that abstract of the data. So that is in statistical analysis, then you can give that data. So you have to provide a context, such as by describing the question that was addressed by making a particular observation. That place that your objectives. So you are going to answer your objectives. Okay. So you can describe your results by what is that having graph, figure, table. Now we can use that several softwares which are available for to what is that depict present your graphs in 3D or colorful manner. It depends on the journals. Okay, permission. So earlier it is not like that. Color photograph means you have to pay more amount. Now there is no problem. Online publication, there is no problem. You can do that. Okay. So some of the examples are given here. Figures. It must be that figure or title, that is a legend. Information about the graph must be given in the bottom of the figure. Okay. So here you see that fig 2, because of that what is that economic of that journal. So they have reduced that figure fig. Okay, it's style of that journal. Okay, so the title must be self-explanatory to the figure or the tables. Okay, so table means you have to give the units. Table, you have to give the units. Say for example, if you are using the statistical notations you are following, means what is that, in that you give that footnote you have to give. So if you are performing an analysis analysis means you have to give that whether it's at what level it is significant. Some standard abbreviations are there that you have to use. Okay. A table is a self-explanatory one. Okay. So the next part is discussion. As I already told, okay, some journals they have the discussion and result together. In the discussion, you are going to explaining the meanings and implicitly the of your results. Okay, so you can compare and contrast your result with the previous research. What you are going to compare and contrast your results with the previous research. Okay. So since you are going to refer different papers, okay, so on that, how that work is, how your result is differ from their work. If so, what is the reason? Like that, you have to think. So you have to conclude your work based on your results. Okay. So you need not write, you need not have a fancy words. So that is not necessary. So you have to add that theoretical implication and practical application of your work in the discussion section. Okay, so this section pulls everything together and so the importance of the work. So discussion section is most important one. It pulls everything in your research section. So introduction, material, method, results, all this thing, all the sections are pulled together so that it shows the importance of the work. Okay. So the next part is conclusion. Some journals you may have conclusion in that last separate title, or some may inform you to have a last paragraph of the discussion section. So you are going to conclude the work which you have done. Okay. So that is a IMRED. The next part is that is what is that? Referencing. That is most important. So your arguments from the introduction to the conclusion, it must be what is that? Supported by the previous work, so that you are acknowledging the previous authors, your seniors, those who worked in that your research field, so that you have to cite the references of the important statements which you are giving in that your research papers. Okay. So regarding referencing, there are two types of citations are they are following. So you have to what is that? Consult with the journals. Based on that, you have to what is that? You have to prefer the references. So use the Harvard system of referencing unless you are told otherwise by your tutor or the editor. Here you take as editor or of the journals. Okay, the journal that they have their own style. Okay, so you have to cite that references, but the journals they are having their own style. That style, what is that style that you have to follow? Okay, so in the text you are going to cite the references. Okay, references you are going to have in two different places in your assignment. You are going to cite the references in the text. Okay, wherever you are referring a research paper, then you are going to cite it at the end of the references section. Okay, that must be listed on a separate entity. So it must be ordered in different manners. I will tell you. So this is about a model citation in text. Okay, a model citation in text. There are two formats here I'm showing to you. So first one is that is name and year. So when you refer a research paper, if you want to cite that reference in your research paper, that you can cite that name and year. Okay, so you know that if two authors means, then you can what is that? You can write that both authors' name, like that Boros and Silva. Single author, no problem. You can write that single author name Matthias If more than 2 author means you have to write Brown et al. Like that et al. So that Brown and his team, like that is a meaning for that. So that like that you have to cite in the text. This is the standard format for our dissertation. Whether it's a MSc or MPhil or PhD, we are following this system. Okay. Some journals, they are asking you to what is that? Cite the numbers rather than name and year. They ask you to write the numbers. See, for example, in that sentence for fruits and seeds, in the superscript you are having 4 and 5. That is the numbers. You are having that 4 and 5. That is the number. You know the number. Okay. So here, some of you may have encountered some problems. What is that problem? Name and a year format, there is no problem. So when you submit a paper to one journal, if it is written, if you want to submit it to another paper, no problem, you can send. If you send a paper to one journal, it is written, you need to submit it to another journal. If you want to write it in a number format, means then you have hectic work, unnecessary work. Okay, that is one thing. And another thing, name and number format, you have prepared a MS manuscript for publication. Okay, you have prepared. Then you are going through that paper. Okay, so if you want to add some information, or while revising your paper, you may have another recent paper in that field that you feel that it's most important recent paper. If you want to insert that paper in that section, you can write. You have no problem. You can write that. You can cite that paper if it is name and year format. If number format means when you are inserting that reference in a number format in that place, then you have to change the following numbers. Okay, that is a problem. So if you forget or if you mislabel one number, means if you forget, means that leads to some problems those who are referring your paper. So that is inserting or deleting a reference in a text in the number format is a big problem. Okay, so regarding that citation, normally what we are doing in our research dissertation and research papers, most of the journals, we are listing this citation in alphabetically. We are arranging it in alphabetically. Okay, it is very easy. We can add any number of research papers. We can add their citation in the reference section. Finally, we can chart it by using A2 is a custom chart. We can do it, but in number format, okay. But in number format, it is problem. So number, we have to work and we have to assign the number for the papers. So number format also, they are following two types of, what is that? Number format. So one is, see, first paper, first author means that they are giving that number 1. Some journals, what they are doing, they are arranging the papers in the reference section as alphabetically. After that, they are giving number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then this corresponding number we have to cite the, what is that paper text section, introduction, methods, discussion. We have to cite. So this we can do it finally. So after arranging the papers, while sending for publication, we can make changes. Anyhow, regarding alphabetical order, arranging the references, there is no problem. If it is number, means we have to extra care. That is a thing. Okay. So appendices, normally research papers, we are not going to give any more appendix. Sometimes we may have some data, some analysis value we may given. So nowadays it's online, no. earlier the behavioral scientists, they give that video content of the observation. So that video files are uploaded in that website. Okay, it's available in online, but offline papers, this information not there. So appendices. So more than sometimes we may have some information which need not to be cited in the main content, may be given in the appendices. Okay. So this slide, which gives an overview of the thing which we had just now. Okay. So IMRAD format, main sections of a scientific paper, title. The title tells what the paper is about, authors, those who worked on that paper, names and affiliation of the authors or the person who worked on that, keywords. So keywords, I forgot to tell that keywords you have to give. That keywords follow the abstract. Okay. So a keyword is used for indexing purposes. So by using keyword only, we are searching. Say for example, biodiversity loss. Okay. And then antibacterial activity or antimicrobial activity. These are all keywords which we are giving by searching your paper. If you give that keyword, it comes. Okay. So keyword is most important. You should not give the title. Okay. So words other than the title, that's that best to describe the paper is, since your title anyway going to be cited, so that no need to give the words which you are given in the title again keyword. That is not necessary. Already is added keyword your title, so that you need to give that some other best describing your paper. Okay. So abstract as standalone short narrative of your paper. Introduction, why this paper? Okay. In the problem, what is not done, what is not known, the objective of your study. That is you are going to give in the introduction. Material and methods, how was the study done? So that is a simple thing. So results, what did you find? Okay. So discussion, what does it mean? What next? Okay. Interpretation of results and future direction. These are the things you are going to give in the discussion. Conclusion, possible implications. That is the most question which are asked in several vivos. Okay. So acknowledgements, that is followed by the what is that? Conclusion. That is in between conclusion and references. Okay. So it need not to be an acknowledgement of your dissertation. In the research paper, it should be 1 or 2 lines. You have to acknowledge the funding agency. So if you have received fund for your research work, then you have to acknowledge the funding agency. Then your institution which provide facilities for you. That's all. That is enough for research publications. The other, your lab mate and the laboratory technician, that need not to be cite here. If you cite here, means that will be edited by the editor. Okay. So references, details of paper cited, details of the works which you have cited. If you have cited research work, means that is your work is good. That is citation is very much important. Appendices, supplementary materials, it may be or may not be. You need not worry about that. Okay, appendices. So this is about the research papers. Okay. So the next one is that is if you prepare a research paper, so many things are there regarding research paper. So many things are there. Research paper preparation that I can talk on another 1 hour. Proofreading, how to proofread. Okay. So these kind of things we can have another lecture. So it's a very, very big one regarding research paper preparation. Okay. So the next thing is you are going to publish the paper, research paper. Okay. So then you are looking for journals. There are different types of journals are there. General journals, okay, specialist journals are there. So zoology, it's a what is that? It's a specialized journal. So a person who worked on commerce can't publish a paper unless otherwise it is related to zoology. Okay, science, you can, a physics person can publish any paper, or a zoology person work can be published, microbiology work can be published. So like that, it's a broad category. So what is that? Specialized journal. Okay, then general journal. Okay, so of that, you know, that is the journal matrices are there. Bibliomatrices, that is a part of that part. No, matrices are there. Some journals, they are all low impact. Some journals, they are all high impact. Okay, so then what is that impact? How they are measuring this impact? So it's a metrics. Okay, so journal matrices measure, compare, and often rank research and scholarly publication. I'm much happy to say that Nirmala College for Women, Coimbatore, we were a NAC rank. Okay, it's about 3.62 no, so something. So it's great. Okay, so like that, each and every college, they are having some what is that CGPA. So ours is 3.17. Okay, so these are all somehow that value. Okay, so it's important. Okay, like that, the journal matrices are more important. Okay, so why? So we can publish our paper, our research article in a high impact journal, means then our work is going to be cited, or our work is going to be referred by the allied group, like that. Okay, or it has much important one. Okay, so journal matrices allow scholars and researchers to compare scholarly periodicals. When you are applying for a grant, when you are applying for a, what is that one position, so in the next level position, researchers or a professor postdoc, like that, if you have a publication in good journal, high impact journal, means then automatically you are going to be selected. So that is the thing. A librarian, so for that library science, they are organizing this webinar. You know, they are also using this matrices to choose the journals which are important for them, because they may have limited money, are not needed to purchase all the journals. Okay, so journals, they are numbered so much, so many. So even a particular field, you can take that. The several numbers are there. Okay, so that we must be choosing. So in that case, we must have limited option, means, and then we are, on what basis we are going to what is that, purchase this journal. So there it is important. Okay, so journal impact factor, this is used long back. Site score, in factor, Google Scholar matrices, Simogo journal country rank, source normalized impact. What is that? Quantify the importance of the journals. Okay, so the first one is impact factor. It's long been used. That impact factor, it is used by, or it is developed by, or conceived by Eugene Garfield, who is in that Institute for Scientific Information. Okay, so these results, they are all published as journal citation reports, SCR. Okay, so it is conceived in the year that is available from the year 1975, and it is taken by Thomson Scientific in the year 1992. Now Clarivate Analytics, they are having this calculation impact factor. It is most widely used impact factor, even though there is much criticism on the impact factor by researchers, unless otherwise there is no other alternate quality index is available. We are using this impact factor. So you know that in science, Nature, this kind of journals, they are having more impact factors. So for example, in the year 2017, the impact factor of what is that, Nature is 41.57. Okay, so the impact factor is calculated based on 3 years data. Okay, so that is the calculation, that is A divided by B. So it seems to be a simple. If we read that, what is that, A and B? A is the number of times article published in 2018 and 19 were cited in indexed journals during 2020. If you want to find out a impact factor for a journal in the year 2020, means you have to calculate the citation of the articles published in 2018 and 2019. Okay, in 2020, so that you can see that 2 years, how many publications, and these publications, how many citations fetched by this publication. If you do a calculation, you can see that. Okay. So for example, as I already told, Nature 2017, they have that is 41.57 impact factor. That means each and every article published in Nature has been cited by 42 papers, each and every papers in the 2 years of time. Okay, in that particular period of time. After that, if that papers have, so see, for example, if a paper published in 2015 has some citation in that 2020, means that is not counted. So that is not counted because that particular window period is there. That time only used for calculate the impact factor, so that each and every year they are releasing that impact factor value, so that it is varies. Okay. So the one question is there regarding impact factor. That impact factor is given to the indexed journals. Okay, science citation indexed journals. So index means some abstract services are there, current contents, web of knowledge, okay, Indian science abstract, okay, like that some abstract services are there. In that abstract services, your journal abstract must be included. So that kind of journals only that is counted for science citation index. Okay. So earlier there is no social science citation index. Now it is included social science citation index. If you are organizing a seminar or a conference and you are publishing the proceedings, that also you can proceedings abstract also you can include in that citation. Okay, so those journals have indexed in these citation databases are given the impact factors. That is the main thing regarding impact factors. So that some journals which are not included in that indexing service, they are not given the index. Okay, so while publishing, you must know that whether the journal which you are going to regarding that the science students or whatever it is, social science also, now social science abstract is there. Abstract index is there, so that you have to think about, you have to verify from the journal web page. Okay, so whether the journal is indexed in this international databases. Okay, if it is not indexed, don't rely on that. Okay, so next one is CITES score. So that impact factor is calculated based on 2 years calculation. CITES score, already I told that science citation index is longly used, so that some other mechanisms are evolved. Okay, so different groups of publishers are there. This is Elsevier one, so that is on Clarivate Analytics, Thomson Research. Okay, so that they are developing their own content. Scopus journal, Scopus. Okay, Scopus index. Okay, CITES score is there. Okay, so there is a yearly average of citation of recently published in the journal CITES score. So the CITES score is calculated based on 4 years of publication. Okay, so as per the CITES score, Nature has a CITES score of 51 for the year 2019. Okay, then aging factor, so that they are having a journal citation report. Okay, SCR, that is here self citation is eliminated. What is self citation? You are a continuous researcher, so you are publishing several papers. Okay, so what you are doing, so while writing your second paper or third paper, if you cite your earlier paper as reference, then your earlier paper authored by you also going to have a citation. That citation is from your own, so that is the own citation. It is a natural tendency to cite our paper in our work. Okay, so it's a natural one. So that what they are doing, they are removing the self citation. Okay, so next one is Google Scholar matrices. Google Scholar matrices, most of us, we are having a Gmail account. now they are insisting institutional ID. Okay, so because of some problems, they are insisting. Earlier, while opening an account in Google Scholar, I used my personal email ID. Okay, so now what they are asking, a verified email ID, that is institutional email ID. So colleges like Nirmala College, I think the librarian is most well-versed one. I came to know from the principal words. So I hope that you may have an individual ID. If not, it's not much problem. You ask your system administrator, scholars, especially scholars, research scholars and faculty members. You ask your own institutional mail ID. If you have your own institutional mail ID, there is no problem. Otherwise, you ask. You can use also, what is that? Gmail also use, but some verification they are requiring institutional ID. So by having that, you can search the what is that? Your citation and other thing in Google Scholar. So here you can, that screenshot, you can see that citations of my papers. Okay, so I'm having 40 plus papers. This 40 plus papers have citation of 596. Okay, this is as per the Google Scholar. Google Scholar is, you know, that search Google Scholar, like that Google search. If you search in that Google Scholar, means only scholarly article will appear. Say for example, if you are searching proteins, if you search in that Google, that keyword protein content of Arun ice cream or quality ice cream also displayed. Okay, so they are having some algorithm that all information also described. But if you are searching in the Google Scholar, only information related to research is displayed. Okay, and the time so you may have lakhs and lakhs of website having information about your keywords and which paper or which page displayed first and which is why it displayed first, what is that importance, page ranking, and these are this thing, that thing is the what is the algorithms. Okay, so that is a different thing. But what I want to say here is that a citation which my papers. Okay, here I have to add in the Google Scholar my publications, because that Mariappan, that name may be so many Mariappans are there, or in your name so many persons are there. They may also publish the paper. Sometimes that what is the that is also what is that may be shown as your research publication. You have to filter that and you have to see that analysis. If you see that for me, it's 596. Okay, citations of my 40 plus papers have, and my H index is 11. My I10 index is 13. This is as per the Google Scholar. Okay, why I'm telling again and again, the next point is there. Okay, so some of you asked to tell something about University Grant Commission's care list. Okay, so care list also you need to log in, then only you can search. This is some university in Pune, they are managing this University Grant Commission's UGC care list. There are two types of list is there, group 1 and group 2. Earlier it is 4 groups, now it is 2 groups. Okay, so the group 2, okay, so that globally journals indexed in globally recognized database. I told you earlier, indexed journal. Okay, for that index they are having some ethics. For indexing a journal, they are having some rules, regulations. If your journals follow that regulation, then only they index. Okay, so that group UGC care list group 2, that is Scopus and other journals, science citation journals are there. UGC care list group 1, so that is the journals which are recognized by the UGC. Okay, that also you can search group 1 journal, group 2 journals, you can see that. Okay, see, for adding a journal into the group 1, as I already told you, indexed journal, they are having some, what is that nominee, what is that, some rules and regulations. Okay, so like that UGC Grant Commission journal also, they are having some what is that guidelines. Based on that you can publish. I understand that Nirmala College is also having a journal, a research journal. So if it is a quality one, means that journal must be indexed either list 1 or list 2. If it is listed only, that journal has a meaning. Otherwise, it is a journal like others having. Okay. So here it's a pathetic one. Research scholars often complain about the group 1 journals. Okay, they are moving earlier, sir, while publishing my paper, it is in group 1 journals. Now it is not there. That is because of so many academic fraud. Okay, so publication. So while starting this lecture, I told the importance of papers, which for various purposes, APA score, for promotion, for grant. Okay, so and other thing, we are in need of research paper. So publish and prosper. So for that, we are publishing papers. Whether that papers. So I told while doing PhD. So in that year 2000. So while submitting my thesis, they insist in the university, as in insist me to submit papers. Okay, even though I am having papers, but my colleagues, my contemporaries are submitted their dissertation without any papers. Okay, later only they are insisting. So when you need to submit a paper, so that they are publishing this in this kind of journals, okay, make you as a victim for their what is that thing. Okay, so that that's a problem. So many regulations are there. So please look into the Scopus Index Journal or what is that, Science Citation Index Journal. They are a stable one. They won't move that. Okay. So another thing is that predatory journal. Okay, predatory journal. And now the new word, cloned journal. Okay, you may think that that journal is in that CARE list, but it is not in that list. You can see that here it's given that left side. You can see that highlighted by yellow. Okay, so that cloned journal. So same name, Journal of Natural Remedies. Here also Journal of Natural Remedies. There is no difference, no word change, letter change. Both are same. Okay, the change is that is that website. So you have to be very careful on that is seeing that website. Okay, so what are the information provided on that website, so that you can identify that journal, whether it is a predatory journal or a cloned journal. Okay, you should not publish a paper in that. Okay, so I already told that in the first second slide. Okay, while defining a research paper, in an elaborate account. Okay, so that paper should be available to the scientific community without restriction and available for regular screening by one or more of the major recognized surveys. So if you publish a paper in this kind of predatory journal, that paper will be available online for a year. After that, that HTTP, what is the website, may not be there. Okay, so this kind of things, this kind of business is going on. So you must be very careful to find out the predatory journal. So ResearchGate, it is a social network. Okay, so it social network. So to disseminate the knowledge, like that Facebook, WhatsApp group, like that. This is a social network. Here also you can join freely. 3 categories there: academic, corporate, medical, not a researcher, and that you can join. And you can upload your what is that, your information, research information. You can, your publications you can upload, and also you can write here also some question. What is that? Some points or scores are given. That is a ResearchGate score. If you have more publication, you are going to have more score. Sir, you may ask that, sir, I am not having much publication. I am having 1 or 2 publication. How can I improve my score? Here one discussion group is there. You can ask question. By this way, your score is going to be increased. Or you can answer the questions which is raised by your that is co-workers or your contemporaries. So you can also answer the questions raised by the researchers who are following you. So that by this way also you can increase that research gate score. Research gate score is not for science, it's for all. You have to register and you can have a score. And you may have received reprint request also. You may receive reprint request also. Okay, you can send the papers. Please, you think that you very much careful. You should not upload the entire paper unless otherwise it is openly accessible. Okay, some journals they won't give the open access of the entire paper. If it is available, then only you give that. Otherwise, you don't give. That is a issue. Okay. Next one is citation indexing searching. Citation indexing searching is nothing. I already told in a Google Scholar also. So how many persons you have? They have cited your research paper. Okay. So a paper you are publishing, how many of them searched for their work? That is the earlier it is science citation index. Now it is now Google Scholar also you can search. So Bablan is there. That is Clarivate analysis. You can also join that Bablan also. You can join. And that Bablan launched in 2012. Okay, so now it's under the Clarivate analysis. So Web of Science, EndNote, Scholar One. So their control it is there. So that you can have see that you are what is that? This is my Bablan. I am having a researcher ID, Web of Science researcher ID. So it is common. So whenever I am going to publish a paper, they will ask that researcher ID. So I give that ID. That is enough. I told that there is a change in that name, your earlier name, present name, or that kind of issues solved here. Here you are going to have only one ID, only one researcher ID. Bablan, this is Bablan. So here you see that my citation. See that my citation. If you are able to view my screen clearly, see that here it is 23 publications. My papers here listed is only 23. So I told you, I am having 40 plus papers. What happened to the remaining 20 plus papers? So that papers I have published in that journal which are not indexed. That's the thing. That is the real thing I have to accept. Okay. So and another thing, Google Scholar citation for my paper, you see that 596 Google Scholar citation. But as per the Pablons, my citation is 297. 596 in Google citation. But as per the Pablons, that is 297. NAC and other accreditation agency, NIRF, they will consider this citation only, 297 only, because 23 papers, these are all published in indexed journal. Okay, the remaining papers are not published in indexed journal, so that citation is won't be counted. Even if you are publishing indexed journal, that journals are cited in non-indexed journal, that count is also not to be taken here. My H index is 6 here, but Google Scholar it is 11. Okay. So this is another one, altmetric. So your complete analysis, okay, will be considered. What your research work, what are the things going around on your research work? Who is talking about your research work? Earlier we told that citation and other thing only research papers only. Some other media is there nowadays. Okay, mass media. I told Wikipedia, then tweet also. If anyone tweet your paper, so why you can tweet a paper. Okay, so lots of things are going. If you tweet about a paper, that also counted here. Okay, that is altmetric. So in that altmetric also you can join and you can check that what is that your score. Here I am giving score of 3 papers, 3 things. So see that my papers, two of my papers have some other source citation. I searched that what is that citation apart from that research citation, My paper has been cited in, one is cited in Wikipedia and another one is cited in Twitter. Another my work is Twitter. So that these are also taken into account. Altmetric. Okay. See here, see that Nature paper, that is 189. Okay, so that we can see that from where this score came. Okay, so I think that I can stop here. So if I take that other part, that will take a lot of things, that will take time. So these are all the different matrices available, so that you at least your paper in that, even though in the journal it's not much impact to one, but must be indexed to one. Okay, so you think that you first assess your work. Your work has some impact, means you go high impact journals. Otherwise you go low impact journals if they general in nature. Okay, so you can choose low impact journals and you can publish it in that journal. You think that provided that you must be ensure that that journal should be a indexed journal, that journal should not be a predatory journal, that journal should not be a cloned journal. Okay, that thing you must be very careful. So here I stop my lecture here. I thank the organizers for providing me an opportunity to interact with you in the important topic, and also I am happy to thank one of our former research scholar, Dr. Rubavadi, for introducing me to the Nirmala College. She is asking me to have a hands-on such what is that session on SPSS and biostatistical analysis. So after everything is tried at the COVID, so if we have time, then I can have a exclusively hands-on session on SPSS and biostatistical analysis with biological data. Okay, so once again I thank the management and librarian of Nirmala College, Sister Jacqueline. So thank you again. You may ask question. I'm happy to answer that question.
Participants can ask your queries or post it in the chat box.
So regarding PPT sharing, or no problem, it is copy left, no copyrighted issue. Okay, you can have the organizer they are having, they can okay, they can share you. So some of the talk also available in my YouTube channel, Zoology Blackboard, that also you can view. I have no hesitation or hindrance to share the PPT. Since I don't have your email ID, so the organizers may share it as a, you can modify and use. It's left to you. Copy left to you. If any question you can ask. I told that so many questions will be there. But have you enabled the audience to unmute or you close? Organizer, madam.
So there's one question in the chat box from Mohan Kumar. How to create an account on Google Scholar and ResearchGate? Even I haven't no publication and institutional ID.
See, you can create ID by using Gmail ID. Okay, so they are insisting, ResearchGate, no problem. Research Scholar, they are insisting, but you can manage ResearchGate, no problem. So if you don't publication, means that doesn't matter. No need to have publications. Just you, what is that, in that Google search, ResearchGate and Google Scholar, not necessary. Even you can't create. Just you enter Google Scholar, you type, rather than Google, you type Google Scholar in the browser, and you can see that. You can add your profile. Okay, if you, when you are having your publication, when you are having your publication, you can upload. Otherwise, no problem. So one question is that regarding who UGC CAR list. So this thing, I don't know what to say. Okay, what I say, because they have some sort of what is that, rules and regulation for having the list. See, for example, IQAC of a particular college can recommend a journal. Okay, IQAC, Internal Quality Assurance Cell Coordinator, recommend a journal for UGC CAR list. Okay, then you know how many colleges are there. Each and every college mutually they are recommending the journals for the UGC CAR list. After that, they are receiving complaints. Okay, so what is journal? What could be these things? Different issue. Okay, so journal means it must have a regular issue. It must have an peer-reviewed things like that. So many quality informations are there. Okay, so based on the complaints received by the UGC, okay, they have removed some journals. Okay, it must have what is that, print journal also. Mostly these journals are online journals. The predatory journals and all these are online journals. They are published from a particular location. So in India, the predatory journal hub is Hyderabad. Okay, from there only they are publishing. So only they have one, what is that, website also, nothing else. And no editor address, no editorial board member address. Okay, like that is so many things are there. They won't follow that. Just a person having knowledge on research publication can create a website, has with some idea can create website. So thousands of persons are ready to publish their papers in these journals without knowing what is going on. Okay, without, so we don't know what is CAR list, what is science citation index. We want to have publication, so that we are rushing towards the kind of journals, so that journals are named as predatory journals. So if it is published from a society, say zoological association or microbiological association of India, means they have some sort of, what is that, rules and regulations, bylaws, like that. See that one question from that Madam Anbu Chelvi regarding reviewer, peer review process. Okay, so that is a process to check the quality of the research paper submitted for publication, peer review process. So some journals they are having, okay, some journals they are having their own reviewers. Their own reviewers mean they have to honor. Some journals they won't have their own reviewers, but what they ask us to provide the list of reviewers. Okay, so if we provide list of reviewers, that reviewers review our paper. Based on that, that paper, it's a scrutiny. So we may commit mistakes. That is a question by the reviewers. Okay. How to select reviewers of our journal? So the person who is working on your area, he is going to be a reviewer of your paper. Don't give your colleagues and others. If you are worried about your publication, you give a suitable potential person, expert for reviewing your paper. So don't mind it. If it is returned, rejected, don't mind it. We can have other option. So by correcting our mistakes, we can publish in other journal. Okay. See, some of the papers, one of my papers that is published in Disease and Aquatic Diseases of Aquatic Organism in the research group UK. Okay, so that papers written by 3 journals in India. So it is accepted by a foreign journal with more impact factor. So that don't worry about that. So in each and every stage, it is what is that? Your MS manuscript, your paper is going to be improved. That is the comment. What is the reviewer comments you? Okay. Peer review process, failure in the peer review process is that we can discuss in another half an hour. But don't worry about that. See, research articles are cited by others, but doesn't appear in Google Scholar citation. Is that we have to do something? What is that other citation? Unless otherwise that paper is on online mode. Okay. So if a paper is published in a proceedings, that proceeding is not available on the, what is that, online mode. It won't be recognized by a database. Okay. For such a things, we won't have citation. Am I clear? So Google Scholar citation, if the paper cited by a person, that paper is not available online. If it is offline, no problem. So that most of the dissertation. So these are all offline publications. They won't be searched by others. It won't be counted. Only that I told you, index service, abstracting services. Otherwise, no, it won't be. See that predatory journals, mostly your publication is available for 6 to 1 year. After that, it won't be. No one can be traced. So that it won't be. So because of that internet world, we are having more citation and other thing. Even what is that? Esther minute paper also going to be cited, going to be have in our content alert. Okay. So even what is the papers going to be published tomorrow, that also we can have. So if any direct questions.
Thank you, participants, for the queries. And thank you, sir, for a splendid session. It was really
Thank
a
you.
very useful and a helpful session. You have divided into many segments and you have given an in-depth knowledge about research, journals, publications, which will definitely help the research scholars. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I request all the participants to on your video for a photograph. Thank you, dear participants. To speak gratitude is courteous and pleasant. To act gratitude is generous and noble. But to live gratitude is to touch heaven. I call upon Dr. Anita, Assistant Professor in English, to propose the vote of thanks.
Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances. 1 Thessalonians 5:16 to 18. It's a momentous time to propose our gratitude for making this workshop on academic publications and bibliometrics and academic success. A heartfelt gratitude to our resource person, Dr. P. Madhyapan, Assistant Professor and Head, PG and Research Department of Zoology, Raja Selpoji, Government College, Tanjore. Sir, your resource on academic publications and bibliometrics is immense, that you inculcated in us the nuances of the academic publications, making us to understand the importance of scientific paper, then the detailed analysis of in broad format, the text section of the research paper, the importance of references and journal metrics. Thank you very much, sir, for making us to understand the details with varied examples from your research publications for the publication of research papers. Our sincere
Thank you, madam.
thanks to you. Yes, sir. Our sincere thanks to you, sir, for accepting our invitation amidst your busy schedule. Thank you once again, sir. My deepest gratitude is due to our principal, Reverend Sister Dr. M. Helen, who always takes creative decisions and executes it with definite planning. Thank you very much, sister, for encouraging us in felicitating the program. Thank you once again, sister. My sincere thanks is to Reverend Sister Jacqueline Mary, the librarian and the head of the Department of Library, Nirmala College for Women, Coimbatore, who is known for her interest and activeness to reach to the researchers of varied subjects, to gain immense knowledge in the field of research, to spread the scholar's intelligence through journals and articles far and wide. Thank you, sister, very much for organizing the workshop befitting the academic publications. The accomplishment and success of the workshop is just because of the clandestine hard work of the organizers. My heartfelt gratitude to our librarians, Sister Serenia and Mrs. Satya, for the strenuous hard work undertaken to make this academic program a grand success. My special thanks to Sister Steffi, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, for the timely help rendered to us. Thank you very much, sister. My special thanks is also due to Dr. Lima Roslin, Assistant Professor of Commerce, for being the host and technically helping us. Thank you very much, ma'am. My special thanks to our Vice Principal, to the administrative bodies, to all the heads of the department, members of the faculty, for your support and guidance. My special thanks to all the participants for being virtually active, and I'm sure definitely the workshop has given immense knowledge in academic research publications. Thank you very much. Once again, thanks to all.
Thank you very much, sir. Yours is a very informative session. We got clear idea in doing research work, and your presentation was very helpful for research scholars to write all the contents in a research articles clearly. Sincere
Thank you,
thanks to
sister.
all the participants for their participation. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Lima? Lima? Every word, sorry.
போயிக்கலாமா என்ன சொன்னாங்க